Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited to be today with you all with Sean Suggs, who is Group Vice President for Social Innovation at Toyota Motor North America. And it's a great honor to have you with us, Sean, as we are celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in the US, as Toyota has been recognized for many years as one of the top companies when it comes to diversity. So we're very fortunate to have you and learn a bit from you and Toyota's experience in those matters. And obviously, we are a very proud supplier of Toyota. We believe we're making progress with Toyota. And we want to thank the Toyota team for their trust and support in making this conversation happen today. So thank you for your business. Thank you for your trust. And Sean, delighted to be with you again. You have had such an incredible life and career, from a US Army veteran to a president of a very large plant of Toyota in Mississippi to now a very prominent job in diversity, equity, inclusion. So would you tell us a bit about your life journey and your professional journey and what took you from, where you started from to where you are today and the excitement along the journey, I'm sure.
Well, first of all, good morning and good afternoon to everyone that's on this call. What a delight to be with you today. Thank you for the invitation. And I'm really, really excited to be here. And I can tell you it's been just that, a journey from me growing up into the inner city of Baltimore to now living in Frisco, Texas. Who would have ever imagined that? And I can tell you it started with me taking some chances and also having a lot of people believe in me and giving me chances. When I was 18 years old, I joined the Army because I had no college money. And even when I was in the military, there were people giving me a chance from a leadership perspective, and I was able to excel in the military. Leaving the military, I was one of the roughly 70,000 people that applied for a production job at Toyota when the Indiana plant started 23 years ago, got hired in as a team leader online. And I've been very, very fortunate in my career now to sit in front of you as a group vice president because a lot of people believed in me and gave me some opportunities. So it's been a phenomenal journey so far. And Toyota has been a phenomenal company. I also worked at Nissan for about 5.5 years as well. So I also have some other OEM experience and 3 college degrees while raising 6 kids, and they're all grown now and they live all over the country. But very excited to be with you today, and I'm ready to go.
Well, thanks, Sean, and what a fascinating story. And I love the fact that you're talking about the people who have had trust in you, who've given you opportunities. And I think that's a profound reflection for us all as leaders. That's what we got to give to people that work with us, for us, wherever they are, right? Open opportunities for us. And that's what we want to do also in becoming better at diversity and inclusion. So Toyota started the journey in a very formal fashion more than 20 years ago. So there's a lot of talk now about D&I, but you guys have been at it for over 20 years. You're recognized as a very successful company in this regard, and many others as well. So tell us a bit about the journey that Toyota went through, and the successes, the challenges. But just as importantly, if you look 3-5 years from now, which you do as a senior leader, what does success look like? I mean, you've made great strides already. What is the next frontier for you guys?
Great question. And I'll tell you, 20 years ago, we were just scratching the surface. And, we're very proud to be Diversity Inc. top 10 out of 1,800 companies. But those are just stats and numbers. Where the rubber really meets the road is with our team members and how they have been engaged throughout this whole 20-year process. We have what we call BPGs, or business partnering groups. You may call them engagement groups. Today, we've got 115 of those across North America, represented by maybe 16,000 team members. So the groundswell is with the team members and keeping our team members engaged. That's been the big success point for us, team member engagement. their ability and belief that they believe in what we're doing, and we've empowered them to make change not only in their process, but in the communities that they serve. That's been the secret sauce for our success. So what's going forward for us, the true Toyota way in us, we're always looking for continuous improvement, our quest to continue to improve. Our team members have the answers to that test, and we're asking them for it every single day. What can we do and how can we become better? And that's what we're focused on every single day, incremental. How can we shift and change? Because what's known now is our country, the economy, the crisis that we've been dealing with has shifted us a little bit. But the thing that has held steady has been our team members, and we're really proud of that.
So today's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we're celebrating his legacy. And to me, you know, not having been born in this country, but having heard a lot about him from, you know, middle school, to me, it's the I have a dream and
Yes.
speech and the equality of all, right? And everybody judged on their character. And to me, this is very moving. And listening to him always is a very emotional moment when he was a great speaker with profound messages. So to me, those values that he embodied really mesh very well with what we're trying to do at Constellium, with respect being one of our top values. And we want to be
Absolutely.
respectful both ways, right? Because, you know, the company with the employees with the companies, with our partners, with our communities, so forth, so on. So that resonates with us. Sean, what does Martin Luther King Day mean for you and as an individual and as a group VP at Toyota?
Well, I tell you, it's a special day. It's a sacred day, to be honest with you, because of what he has meant to not only our country, but to African Americans as well. He was the beacon of light for us in the 60s, a guiding force that could challenge the norm and get all of us to believe that something else is possible and good. So it's a big deal for us. I've had the opportunity in my life to hear Coretta Scott King speak. Had an opportunity to hear her before she passed away in New York speak. And I was just mesmerized by the words of how she brought to life what's real and what we could continue to work on. And boy, I wish I would have had the opportunity to have that same experience with her phenomenal husband. And, you know, I've had an opportunity to meet some of the kids. And the message is strong, and it still applies today. And the thing that I would like to challenge your team on, the one thing that I have these two cards at my desk that I always look at for MLK, and I ask these questions, and I'll ask these questions to your team today. Because of Dr. King, I can, and because of Dr. King, I will. So it's not just enough to celebrate this day, but what actions are you going to take? Do some self-reflection and ask the question, because of Dr. King today, I can what? I can be more vocal. I could be more inclusive. I could be this. I can be that. And also because of Dr. King, I will. Well, what will you do now? Well, I'll be more inclusive. I'll be more open to ideas. I'll respect the people that are around me. I'll do it in a nonviolent way, which he was so passionate about as an example. So I always, during this time of the year, and specifically on this day, I ask those two powerful questions. Because of Dr. King, I can, and because of Dr. King, I will. I would challenge your team to do the same thing.
Yeah, no, very true, actually. Listening to you, I mean, it is so true that Dr. King's message was one of hope, but not of passive hope, right?
That's
it was
right.
Action and taking, you know, respectful actions to stand up for what's right and make improvements in the lives of people, of real people in real situations. So
absolutely
fantastic questions to challenge ourselves with, and you know, maybe not only one day a year. So
that's right. Absolutely.
So one of the things that really caught my attention in the preparation for this discussion was the mentoring topic, right? And that's one of the steps you're taking really to help grow the people in the organization. And we have started recently, just in the past year, really a mentorship program for women, because Constellium has something like 13% women in the workforce. That's really an underrepresented majority, actually. What words of advice do you have for us as we're thinking through how do we make this mentoring program successful? We're in the budding stages with 100 people in the program, and you guys have scaled it up to thousands and thousands, I guess. So any advice for us, Sean?
Well, that's a great question you ask. And thank you for your leadership in this space of taking this big project on, because it's going to make a significant impact to your team members. I'll just give you a couple of things that I think are really important. The mentee-mentor match for synergy is big. Making sure you match the right people together, people that are really passionate about it and want to be a part of it. And it's not something that they have to do that's mandatory. Oh, it's a burden. I really get excited about mentoring. You're going to have the best success. Also, making sure your mentors are well trained on how to conduct a meeting. What are the do's and don'ts? And some of the things that they need to focus on in the meeting so the meetings are really productive. And then the second thing that I think could be a significant breakthrough for your team is reverse mentoring. That means pairing some mentor or mentee with someone that doesn't look like them, talk like them, walk like them, act like them, so they can learn from a millennial or someone from a different ethnicity, et cetera, if you get my point. So reverse mentoring, we think, is the wave of the future. We can have some open dialogue and discussions around what makes people tick and what are some of the things that are important to them, and we can learn and grow together and help fix some things in our company. So I think reverse mentoring is going to be a big deal. It's a big deal for us now, something that you may want to consider.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Good points, definitely. And I know from anecdotal evidence, people love it. Those that are the mentors, right? The mentees are very appreciative, but mentors are getting out just as much as the mentees are. So this reverse mentoring is definitely informally taking place as well.
Oh, good. And then the last thing I'll say on this point, and then we can move to the next question. Your leaders and your managers in your company should consider themselves elevator operators. They send the elevator down and they bring somebody up with them. That's really important. If you're a really good mentor and you're taking this to heart, your goal and objective is to send that elevator down and pick somebody up and eventually get them to where you are. That's the satisfying portion of it as well. Teach, coach, and guide to continue to elevate your organization.
Grow our people. Definitely.
Grow your people, absolutely.
So, Sean, I want to switch gears a little bit. It's clear that people have different expectations and experiences when it comes to diversity. And sometimes the discussions can be awkward, uncomfortable, challenging. I think actually it's good to have difficult conversations because that's when we learn. But it is difficult to have difficult conversations. So how do you navigate these sensitivities so that we all together progress and we don't divide as we're trying to include more people?
Yeah, great question. And I'll tell you, I think it starts, this is one of those crawl, walk, run situations. And what I mean by that is the team members have to feel like they have a safe space to do that. And in order for them to have a safe space, they have to feel like they have allies in the company that they could bring their whole selves to work. At the end of the day, we want all of our team members to bring their whole selves to work. And if they feel like there's a safe place at work where they can bring their whole selves and they have allies, specifically in the manager leadership ranks, that will support them bringing their whole selves to work, then they will open up more and share how they feel and why they feel that way. Now, here's the key point after that. After they share that information, the leadership team has to listen, they have to learn before they launch. And what I mean by that is be a good listener. A lot of the situations require good listening skills. And also learn, you'll get to learn how others are feeling and why people feel the way they do, which could also make you a better leader and help our company as well. And then you launch. You just don't jump right in and try to fix something because you may be fixing something that may not have solved the problem that that person had. So creating a safe space, allowing people to bring their whole selves to work, and creating that allyship is really important.
Yeah, it's true that we're very often tempted to jump to conclusions and think that this is a specific problem that has a specific cause and a specific solution, when actually matters are much more complex. And as managers, sometimes we need to unlearn that and be more listening and understand that it takes us some time to get the whole picture right.
Right.
So,
and I'll tell you, the team members, if you tell them honestly and transparently, hey, that's a really good question that I don't know the answer to, you'll gain some respect that way too. They're not looking for us to know every single thing, but together we can learn and grow together and answer some of those questions later.
I want to now come back to a very moving and very striking initiative that I learned about as we were talking, is what you did in the wake of George Floyd's murder. And you basically shut down all production lines and observed 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence.
Yes.
And a lot of us, we've had to observe, 1 minute of silence for this or that cause. And we know it's a pretty moving moment, and it's a pretty long moment. 8 minutes and 46 seconds is very, very long. So what was the reaction of your team members throughout North America? And what is it now? How did it go? And what's staying now?
It's a great question. And I'll tell you that I had the opportunity to be on the production line when that happened. I was the president at Toyota, Mississippi at the time. And I stood hand in hand with my team members on that production line. And there were a couple of aha moments for me. The first one is, wow, I can't believe our company is doing this. It's so amazing that they've listened, remember what I said, and they've learned. And then they launched, they stopped the line. And our team members were so appreciative, saw a lot of tears that day, saw a lot of hugs that day, saw a lot of reflection that day by a lot of people in our company. And I can tell you, you stand in place for 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence. That's a long time. It really is. And what our company showed was they put their team members first and their feelings and their thoughts. And from that, we've had so many great dialogue and discussions about what moves people. Why were people so passionate about this? And I think it continued to perpetuate us to have those open and honest conversations that we talked about earlier. People feeling like they've got a safe space, people feeling like they've got allies now. It's all coming together, and it's still continuing today. And I think it put a lot of good feelings in a lot of our team members' minds about this great company that we serve and that we work for every single day.
Oh, thank you for sharing this, and congratulations to Toyota for taking that bold step. So thank you.
Thank you.
We're getting to the end of our scheduled time for our discussion, but I can't resist to ask you, do you have any words of wisdom for me and the leadership team at Constellium to try to catch up with you guys on your journey towards a more diverse and inclusive workforce and company?
Oh, great. Well, look, it's been a blast being here today, and it takes a special leader to do what you're doing. So kudos to you for your efforts. And I've got a feeling your company is going to go to new heights because of your great leadership. I'd love to end with the 5 Bs, and I'll make these real quick. 5 Bs.
I'm taking a pen.
All right, here we go. The first B to your team is always be transparent. Be transparent. That open and honest dialogue is huge on your journey. The second B is be present. The leadership team there, be present for your team, be a good listening ear for them, and they'll share some things that will continue to perpetuate and propel your company, continue to grow your company. The third B is be yourself. It's like we talked about earlier, bringing your whole self to work so you can really be your authentic self. And when you can do that, you'll feel so happy to be at work, that you can be yourself and grow and advance and learn. And then the fourth B, it may sound simple, but be kind. Reach out to someone that doesn't look like you, talk like you, walk like you, and just be kind to them. It doesn't cost you any money to say hello, smile on your face. That will do wonders for your organization, to be kind. And then the last B is be open to new ideas. I think you have roughly 3,000 team members in your company. 99% of the great ideas are going to come from them, your team members. So be open to new ideas and new suggestions in this space, and you'll continue to grow. So those are my 5 Bs.
They're very powerful Bs, and thanks for sharing them. And I think it's the same recipe for anything we're trying to achieve as a team in business, I mean, or in human resources. I mean, you do the same to be more inclusive as you would do to be higher quality, higher productivity, better safety. So thank you very much for sharing those life lessons really with us, Sean. It's been a fantastic opportunity to have a chat with you today. And I look forward to more success for us with Toyota and more success for us on our diversity and inclusion journey. Thank you so much, Sean.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Thank you.